In this tutorial, the golive tutorial, we're going to be making a template for all of our web pages so we have a consistent design, and we're also going to be making our first page that we're going to link to, and that will be a Photoshop page from our home page to the Photoshop page, and we're going to put thumbnails in that page, and if you click on each thumbnail you'll get the Photoshop tutorial. So let's make sure that all of our images are the correct size. I'm just going to do it with one because it would take too long during the tutorial to show you with all of them. And so we'll get that image size, and there's our original image size is 5 inches, the largest dimension. And let's duplicate that same image duplicate, and we'll call this one thumbnail. Yours will probably call PS1, PS2, etc. We'll go here, and instead of 5 inches we'll make that 1 inch, just big enough to be able to see what's going on. If we make it too small we won't be able to identify what's in the picture. So let's save that one. Okay. And now that we have all of our thumbnails and corresponding pictures, they go to big, little, big, little, big, little, big, little, we can work on our web pages. I open up either golive or Dreamweaver, depending on which version you have of the Creative Suite. And we want to do a new page, of course, and we'll title that page, call it portfolio. You can call it multimedia class, whatever you want to do. And so let's save this one. Oops, we didn't save it. In our same folder, and that would probably be your folder with your name on it. Remember to call your first page index. No capitals, no spaces. And we can start with a simple table. We'll drag that over here. Dreamweaver, you're going to be clicking on it. And we'll kind of make it, figure out what size we want to do stuff here. Make sure that you take away any sort of border. We don't want any border on it, so put that for 0. Let's give ourselves a little bit of space here, so we'll do like whatever, anything from 5 to 9 will work there depending on how you want to set it up. And it's going to be 2 rows because we're going to have a title, and then we're going to have our body there, and 3 columns will be good. So in here you're going to want to make some sort of fancy title in Photoshop, and titles can be around 5 inches wide by about 1 inch deep, and you can cut it later. It's probably a little bit too deep, too high. And I'm going to make mine black eventually, so I'll make that title black, and I think I'll have my writing in white. And here's where you get to actually choose a font for this too. So let's go in there and find something we like. Remember, we can do all kinds of things to this. And when you're satisfied, crop it. And of course, you're going to save that. And I'm saving mine as a GIF because I really don't want the noise that I'll get from some sort of compression here. It's probably going to be minimal if I did, but I still think it'll be cleaner if I do a GIF. So let's do a GIF, and we'll call that our title. Save it in that same folder, of course. And we'll insert that into the our piece here. And then below that, I'm going to want a image. And so let's just put that image in some sort of fun packaging too. Make it a little bit bigger. And I think we're going to do black in the back to sort of keep a consistent look to our piece. And here I am going to go for a JPEG because I have a little bit of gradient on that. And so now got my JPEG. Let's stick it under here. And we're going to want to put some sort of blurb about who we are. So now is probably a good time to change our colors, our color scheme. And we go to properties. And now write some sort of text. And also, once again, properties. We probably don't want to have black text with a black background, which would be hard to see. So let's go in there and change that. While I'm in here, I might as well change anything else, but I think I'm pretty happy with the other colors. So there we are. My name is Say something intelligent there. And give yourself a little bit of room, of course, to say that too. Now let's say we've decided that our title is a little bit too wide, so we can always double click on that. And let's just make that a little less. Wide. And if we save that, strangely enough, we'll go back to here. Oops. And then we can go to here. And if we say pull these down to image, we'll go back to the size that we want. Now all we're lacking are some links. So as I said, you're going to have different links. You're going to have index, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, iMovie, and audio. Audio. So we'll save that. And if I want to make it go to the next line, if I hit return, it makes it too much of a space. So I'll hold down shift and hit return. We get that little arrow there, and then that will make it just the right space. And once I have everything the way I want it, let's say I want this to be a little bit wider, I can go in here and do the width, pixel width, and let's say I want this to be 100. This will be a little more consistent. And then I can keep this, say I want to keep that at 200. And then we can take this other one here. And what's nice about this is we can take and actually drag it. Here we'll do the with an auto. And we can make this thing go into, and let's see, let's try that at 500. And just keep on going until you kind of get it the way you want it. And I'm going to have it at 400 pixels. And I kind of like that like that. Now that makes that less. Kind of crazy now too, doesn't it? So let's keep that one at 300. There we go. Okay, that's good enough. So here's our page, and let's make a new page. Let's save that one. Go to our thing here. We duplicate that one. It'll give us 2. And we're going to do this for each of our pages that we're going to be doing. And this is going to be our Photoshop page. And now, with just a little bit of tweaking, we can take the same page, put a instead of the little guy here, we'll put another table. And let's see, we have 7 pieces. That's going to be about right? We'll put our border at 0. And once again, give us a little bit of space to play with. change what we write here. And now we can drag our thumbnails into these. And each of our thumbnails will have its own little space, etc. And on each one of these, we go click on our thumbnail. Oops, not that many times. Select our thumbnail, and if we go link, we can click on this to find the link and click on the original. And we do that for each one of these. Oops. And that's how we do links. That easy. Same thing for linking to this page. We'll go back here. We don't want to link to ourselves, so we'll just select Photoshop for our first one. And we will link to Photoshop. Photoshop page. And we'll save that one. And as we do each one of these, we're going to have a separate link on those. So let's save everything. And you always want to check on these. We'll open this up in some sort of web browser, Firefox or whatever you want. We'll go to our Photoshop page, and each time we click on these, that will take us to an image. Oh, and we forgot to link ourselves back to the index, and then leave Photoshop open for those. So that's the this is a pretty simple page, but that gives you an idea of just sort of a real general web page template that you can make. And there you go.